Hi everybody, welcome back to the next video, and this video will explain to you the module outline or the module information for this particular subject. So the module title will be Intercultural Communication right here. The module code will be COM60604. It's a 4 credit hour for the March 2020 semester, and this is my full name, NUR space HANIZ binti Muhammad Noor. This is my email address, which is noorhanis.mohdnor@taylors.edu.my. I'm going to skip on the module hypnosis and go to the next one, which is the learning outcomes. Okay, the learning outcomes is that at the end of the semester, I hope that you could able to actually discover your cultural self-awareness. You identify the challenges that arise from intercultural communication, which is from one culture to another culture. There's challenges as well. The third one would be to integrate skills and attitudes that increase intercultural competence, where you can actually communicate with different cultures in different groups very well. And the fourth one would be analyze the importance of the roles of context and power in studying intercultural communication. So it's important to study intercultural communication because to communicate with different cultures, you have to understand them, you have to understand the community, you don't judge people and so forth. So with this subject, we're going to learn that more. Okay, the next one, which is the assessment. Okay, I'll like to zoom in. Okay, so we have coursework one, which is assignment one. Okay, it's 20%. In classwork will be 10%. I will go into detail in the next slide. Final piece will be 20%, and that will be coursework is 50%, and final examination is 50%. So make sure to have a balance between both, so you can actually do the subject, flare the subject really well. Okay, the next one would be an explanation of the coursework, which is 50%. So it's a breakdown of the first one, which is 10% in class work, online or face to face. Okay, so in class work is, I would like to explain now. For the first 7 weeks, we are going to do online learning for the first 7 weeks. So from chapter 1 to chapter 7, whenever you watch a particular video lecture, there'll be work. So do that work, and allocation of 10 marks is there. So do the work and you'll be awarded with marks. So every time, so we have 14 weeks for the semester. So in total, we have for every work, it'll be 140 marks. So it's equivalent plus minus to 10% overall. So it's an ongoing assessment. So make sure for you to do, might it be from quizzes, have group discussion for you, individual presentation, or forums or discussions. So please do that, and that's crucial for you to do, because if you do that, you will have a better understanding for every chapter, and there's marks there. So that's 10%. So make sure you do that. Okay, so don't take it lightly of doing tutorials via Times for the first 7 weeks. It's crucial. Okay, so we will meet each other from June onwards, and from June onwards, there will be face-to-face tutorial, and there'll be marks there as well. So I will keep on updating you, how to do and things like that. So make sure to do your tutorial via Times every time you watch a video lecture for the first 7 chapters. Okay, so the next one will be assignment one. This is unknown cultural report. The title of the assignment is unknown culture report, which is 20%. Okay, for this particular assignment, you have to reach out to the classmates online and pair up with one classmate to do this particular assignment. This is a duo assignment whereby you pair up with someone in class, and work together. So that is why it is important for you to add me on Facebook, We create a Facebook group, and with that Facebook group, it's much more easy for you guys to pair up with each other and to do this particular assignment one. Okay, so assignment one, the due date will be 29th May 2020. Okay, so whereby you must submit it via Times. I'll provide a section in Times for you to submit it there, so it'll be much more easier for everybody to submit just in terms of soft copy submission. Okay, so instruction for assignment one: select a culture you wish to research. It cannot be your own culture. So if you have a team member with one particular guy is Chinese, one particular guy would be an Indian guy, you should go out from your own culture in your team group. So you search on somebody some culture, for example, a Malay culture. So it must be uh, another culture that is not yours. Okay, remember that. And research this culture using research reports in academic journals or any published materials via the internet. Don't use Wikipedia. Other sources is fine. The third point will be 12 to 15 citations. Okay, so if you want to search by academic journals, you just Google Scholar, and you can find couple of academic journals on your culture right there. So, for example, you want to search on a Malay culture. Okay, so you just call Google Scholar and you go on Malay culture, search Malay culture, and I bet there's a lot of academic journals on that as well. Okay, so I mentioned that on the fourth point, and you are required to write your answers in an essay format, not in a sub point format, and select any of the following below. So there are optional questions and compulsory questions. We will go to that now. So optional questions is that you choose three from this section, which is whether the first one, predominant religious beliefs, second one, gender roles, third one, romantic relationships, okay, cultural adjustment or cultural history influence of perception. So you choose three questions from this one and answer it in your report. Okay, and compulsory questions would be this two questions, which is what are some of the value difference between this culture and your own. So for example, if you choose a Malay culture and in your group you have a Chinese culture and you have an Indian culture, you can write up that and compare between the culture that you choose and between your both between the culture that your team members have. You can compare that. So make sure to discuss and make sure to discuss back and forth and change ideas on how to do and answer the questions that is required for the report. Okay, the seventh one will be: what factors in your experience have led to the development of positive feelings about your own cultural heritage and background? What factors have led to negative feelings? If any, elaborate two factors. So this question actually entails that if you have good feelings about your culture, give two factors why. If you have negative feelings or you're embarrassed about your culture, give two factors and say why. Okay, so you as a group, as a duo assignment, as a pairing, couple, in this particular assignment, you share the workload together. Okay, so for example, if you need to discuss ideas, so that's what it's important for you to gather yourself, your thoughts, and make sure to discuss it from time to time and complete the report. Okay, so this one you must start from day one, so that to discuss from time to time and make sure you don't submit it late. Okay, and format of the report: you must have a brief introduction and conclusion, minimum of 15 sources, font times New Roman, size 12 point, and it's 2,200 to 2,500 words. Okay, make sure to submit it on 29th of May. I will provide a section for you in time for you to submit it. So you must start from day one to actually know who you want in your group, what you want to do, so you have time for you to think together as a pair to do the assignment. Why it's not an individual assignment? Because we have a number of people in this particular classroom, and it's much more easier to do pair work. Okay, so that is for the first assignment. And for the last assignment, which is the final piece, 20%. Okay, you are required to gather a team of 4 members to complete this final piece. It's 20%, and it's also online submission and a video presentation, and it's before study week. So with this final piece, you choose one of these following topics right here. Okay, whether you choose identity into intercultural communication, you choose understanding intercultural transition, or you choose a third one, which is culture, communication, and intercultural relationship. Okay, if your choice is number one, okay, which is identity and intercultural communication, you choose one of the following option to complete your final piece. So the first one will be about and ascribe identities. Okay, please read it right here. Okay, you need to compile a list of your about identities, ascribe identities, indicate how you got your ascribed identities by identifying who and what group was responsible for placing this identity on you, then explain any actions you or others may have to resist or any other ascribed identity. So I have this is such a long explanation of the question. So what you do is, okay, what you do is there will be a document version under this video, which includes all the module information for intercultural communication. So you read that. Okay, if you have any questions, then you ask. Okay, then you ask me. So I'm just going to go briefly through the options that we have here. Okay, the second one will be communicating across cultures. The idea behind the assignment is to get you to know one another culture, identity. Okay, and there are questions as a guide right there. You can use that for your report. And if your choice is number two, which is intercultural transition, okay, you have here uh, marginalization, how it feels to be an in group. The second one is cultural adaptation. Okay, discuss about major transition you have experienced, such as moving from school to college, and compare your experience to one of the models presented in the textbook. We have transition model, we have U-curve model. We will go through this particular section throughout the syllabus as well. Okay, so please read it in the document of module information. I'd like to emphasize that. And the third option, if you choose option number two, you can do an intercultural interview whereby you find someone from a culture outside Malaysia, and you ask the questions below right here. Okay, we have here ask the questions right here. And the third one, if you choose culture communication and intercultural relationships, you choose one of the following topics. You can choose and do a report on intercultural romantic relationships, yeah, and ask these particular questions to your interviewees. And you have intercultural conflict right here. Okay, you can ask and gather people about introduction to the history of conflict. If you have interviewees, you can gather interviewees according to your topic. And be in the third one, dealing with conflict. And if you want to choose this option number three, you can answer the questions below right here. Okay, so for this final piece, it's important that you do choose one one que- one question only. So we have three options. So in those three areas, choose one question only and answer the questions inside there. Okay, so what you do as a group is that you write up a report of your chosen topic, and you can have additional points on your own as well. Okay, that would be 10%. Okay, and after that, if you have, for example, for this particular final piece, you need to do a video presentation. And with that, if you interview people for your particular final piece, so for example, you choose intercultural relationships and romantic relationships, and you go to interview that person, and you have a uh, video recording of interviewing that particular interviewee, keep that is for your video presentation. So a video presentation of this final piece can be any style. It can be a PowerPoint style. It can be in a form of a talk show that you present. It can be in a form of anything that you want, and make sure if you have additional recordings that you interview a person, you put there inside your video presentation, and your video presentation must be recorded. It won't be in class, so you submit that, and that would be 10%. So in total it'll be 20%. That's quite a number of percentage for final piece. So make sure to work together as a group, and make sure to do it really well, because it's very important for you to succeed in this final piece. Okay, and with that, we go a little bit onto the syllabus. Okay, as I mentioned before, and in my greetings video, that we are going to do the first 7 weeks online via Times, where you will be watching my video lectures and you will be answering tutorials via Times. Okay, and I'll be going through what kind of topics that we will be doing online and face to face. So let's zoom in. Give me a sec, yeah. Zoom in, zoom in, zoom. I can't find my cursor right here. Zoom in. Okay. Zoom in. Okay. We will be doing this is the second slide, sorry. We will be doing, sorry. Okay. We will be doing introduction to intercultural communication for the first week. Second week, history of the study of intercultural communication. Third, we'll be learning about culture. Fourth will be culture and communication 2, an extension of the topic. Week 5, we are going to do about history and intercultural communication. Okay, this we will be doing for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll be doing online. You'll be listening to my video lectures, and zoom in right here. Week 6 will be identity and cultural communication number 1. 7 will be identity and cultural communication number 2. This will be doing online. Week 8 onwards, we'll be seeing each other face to face, hopefully, and we will do language and intercultural communication lecture and tutorial. I'll be doing understanding cultural transition, intercultural transition. Week 10, we have the Raya week. We will learn something there. I'll have something for you to do. Week 11, culture and communication to cultural relationships. And the last one would be we have culture, communication, conflict. We have case study and the outlook for intercultural communication. And the submission of the final piece will be for study week via Times as well. So with that, people, that is all for the briefing of the module information or the module outline. I hope this explanation this explains you know it gives you a better understanding of the module. Okay, and with that, thank you very much, and I'll be looking forward to see you and to share with you every topic from week 1 to week 7 in my video lectures. So stay tuned for the video lectures, and thank you very much for watching this module information video. Bye bye, and have a good day, everybody.